of water, farming, floods. Maybe we can develop applications to solve this problem. Might be very ambitious for us as students to say that, but nothing is impossible. We can do it.
Developer student clubs around the world have already impacted so many students in their universities and people in their community. The future is bright for the next generation of students. Google Developer Student Clubs train hundreds of thousands of university student developers globally while having fun getting to know other students at their school. Google selects students with strong leadership skills from across the globe once a year to start a club on their campus. These leads believe knowledge is power and that technology can do extraordinary things for the world. They take on the responsibility to help students learn and empower each other to solve real problems around them. Students can participate in the annual Solution Challenge by Google developers to solve for one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Join us in building a global community for students in technology.
Xin chào, mình là Đăng và mình là sinh viên năm tư Đại học Quốc gia Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh. Được chia sẻ về câu chuyện của mình. Từ nhỏ thì mình đã luôn cảm thấy rất là thích thú với máy tính và lập trình. Sau một lần tình cờ được biết đến AlphaGo, chương trình trí tuệ nhân tạo đầu tiên đánh bại con người trong một môn cờ vây, thì mình đã vô cùng kinh ngạc và sự kiện này đã truyền cảm hứng cho mình để theo đuổi lĩnh vực này. Đến năm 2017 thì mình đậu khoa ngành kỹ thuật máy tính, tham gia các hoạt động xã hội bên ngoài việc học, cho nên là khi được nghe về chương trình Google Developer Student Clubs thì mình đã cảm thấy rất là thích thú và đã làm hồ sơ apply ngay. Việc thành lập và chủ nhiệm câu lạc bộ Google Developer Student Clubs là một trong những trải nghiệm tuyệt vời nhất của mình. Sau khi tham gia vào chương trình thì tụi mình nhận được rất là nhiều sự hỗ trợ từ phía Google, ví dụ như là hỗ trợ về tài liệu học tập, các chuyên gia trong ngành. Và ngoài ra thì tụi mình cũng học được thêm rất là nhiều kiến thức mới và được làm những cái dự án rất là thú vị. Một trong những cái dự án mà tụi mình từng làm đó là sử dụng machine learning để nhận diện chuyển động của tay để chơi những trò chơi đơn giản. Một trong những cái thành công đáng kể nhất của câu lạc bộ mình là ứng dụng Therapy do các bạn trong câu lạc bộ phát triển đã giành chiến thắng tại cuộc thi Global Solution Challenge năm 2020. Therapy là ứng dụng dành cho các bạn có vấn đề để tìm kiếm những cái nguồn hỗ trợ phù hợp, và tin chiến thắng này đã được rất là nhiều các cái báo đài đăng tin. Đối với mình thì đây là một cái điều mà mình rất là tự hào về các bạn. Hiện tại thì mình vẫn còn một học kỳ ở trường, làm nghiên cứu sinh tại Viện Nghiên cứu Trí tuệ nhân tạo VNAI Research. Việc được nhận vào làm việc tại VNAI là một trong những cái trải nghiệm đầu tiên của mình trong môi trường nghiên cứu chuyên nghiệp, và mình cảm thấy mỗi ngày làm việc ở đây thì mình đều học được rất là nhiều. Khi thành lập câu lạc bộ Developer Student Clubs thì mình luôn tin vào khả năng mà công nghệ và cộng đồng có thể giải quyết được những cái vấn đề trong thực tế và lan tỏa những cái điều tích cực đến xã hội. Mình hy vọng là trong tương lai mình có thể được nhìn thấy nhiều bạn sinh viên hơn đón nhận những cái cơ hội như vậy để có thể học hỏi cùng nhau, để từ đó có thể phát triển và xây dựng nên những cái mà nó có thể giúp ích cho xã hội.
Let's check out the solution challenge.
Let's do this.
Okay, I'll present my screen.
Welcome to the Google Developer Student Club's 2021 Solution Challenge. The mission of this challenge is to use Google technology to solve for one of the United Nations' 17 Sustainable Development Goals, aiming to end poverty, ensure prosperity, and protect the planet. Win cool prizes, mentorship from Google, and swag. Get help along the way from Google at training events, code labs, and hackathons. Submit your solution by March 31st, 2021. Register today. We can't wait to see what you build.
Let's get started.
I want to be a developer who helps my friends and share knowledge to my friends who are deaf. I really want to learn Android deeper to make new applications that will help my friends with disabilities. There are lots of new things here that I really like, but the most thing that I like is the accessibility sandbox who has live transcribe and live caption. The application will help me, especially in class. When I don't have a volunteer next to me, I will put my application in front of me and then it will translate what the lecturer are saying. I'm really happy to see new people across the world with amazing stories. I really want to thank all who come to me and says that I inspired them because it inspires me more.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awalnya Hastu bukan merupakan seorang yang percaya diri, namun setelah dia ikut DSC, dia menjadi lebih percaya diri dan lebih tertarik untuk mendalami skill di bidang pemrograman Android.
Cara belajar membuat aplikasi untuk membuat orang tidak percaya bisa bersama seperti saya.
Saya bangga dengan Hastu karena selama Hastu join di DSC, dia memiliki progres yang cukup signifikan.
Aku sudah bisa jadi dari dokter asal.
Developer student clubs are university-based communities where students learn about Google technology and use their skills to solve local problems. There are over 700 clubs all over the world. From North America to Europe, Africa, and across Asia, we encourage more students to join or start a developer student club at their university.
Some students have overcome personal barriers with the help of their DSC community on their journey to become developers.
Cara terbuat aplikasi untuk berbasis berpercaya.
These clubs help student developers learn through hands-on workshops. They then identify challenges faced by local businesses, NGOs, and sometimes even their own universities and build real solutions for real problems.
The workshops that we had was Firebase, Actions on Google, and we're about to do ML. It's an amazing experience to learn about the impact that the technologies provide in our local communities.
GDSC is a family, and it's not just about the programming, it's about the learning of teamwork and leadership.
A lot of villages face the problem of water, farming, floods. Maybe we can develop applications to solve this problem. Might be very ambitious for us as students to say that, but nothing is impossible. We can do it.
Developer student clubs around the world have already impacted so many students in their universities and people in their community. The future is bright for the next generation of students. Google Developer Student Clubs train hundreds of thousands of university student developers globally while having fun getting to know other students at their school. Google selects students with strong leadership skills from across the globe once a year to start a club on their campus. These leads believe knowledge is power and that technology can do extraordinary things for the world. They take on the responsibility to help students learn and empower each other to solve real problems around them. Students can participate in the annual Solution Challenge by Google developers to solve for one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Join us in building a global community for students in technology.
Xin chào, mình là Đăng và mình là sinh viên năm tư Đại học Bách khoa Đại học Quốc gia Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh và mình xin được chia sẻ về câu chuyện của mình. Từ nhỏ thì mình đã luôn cảm thấy rất là thích thú với máy tính và lập trình. Sau một lần tình cờ được biết đến AlphaGo, chương trình trí tuệ nhân tạo đầu tiên đánh bại con người trong một môn cờ vây, thì mình đã vô cùng kinh ngạc và sự kiện này đã truyền cảm hứng cho mình để theo đuổi lĩnh vực này. Đến năm 2017 thì mình đậu vào trường Đại học Bách khoa ngành kỹ thuật máy tính. Mình là một người rất là thích tham gia các hoạt động xã hội bên ngoài việc học, cho nên là khi được nghe về chương trình Google Developer Student Clubs thì mình đã cảm thấy rất là thích thú và đã làm hồ sơ apply ngay. Việc thành lập và chủ nhiệm câu lạc bộ Google Developer Student Clubs là một trong những trải nghiệm tuyệt vời nhất của mình. Sau khi tham gia vào chương trình thì tụi mình nhận được rất là nhiều sự hỗ trợ từ phía Google, ví dụ như là hỗ trợ về tài liệu học tập, được tiếp cận đến cái Googler, các chuyên gia trong ngành. Và ngoài ra thì tụi mình cũng học được thêm rất là nhiều kiến thức mới và được làm những cái dự án rất là thú vị. Một trong những cái dự án mà tụi mình từng đó là sử dụng machine learning để nhận diện chuyển động của tay để chơi những cái trò chơi đơn giản. Một trong những cái thành công đáng kể nhất của câu lạc bộ mình là ứng dụng Therapy do các bạn trong câu lạc bộ phát triển đã giành chiến thắng tại cuộc thi Global Solution Challenge năm 2020. Therapy là ứng dụng dành cho các bạn có vấn đề về tâm lý có thể tìm kiếm những cái nguồn hỗ trợ phù hợp. Và tin chiến thắng này đã được rất là nhiều các cái báo đài đăng tin. Đối với mình thì đây là một cái điều mà mình rất là tự hào về các bạn. Hiện tại thì mình vẫn còn một học kỳ ở trường, vừa làm luận văn tốt nghiệp và làm nghiên cứu sinh tại Viện Nghiên cứu trí tuệ nhân tạo VNAI Research. Việc được nhận vào làm việc tại VNAI là một trong những cái trải nghiệm đầu tiên của mình trong môi trường nghiên cứu chuyên nghiệp, và mình cảm thấy mỗi ngày làm việc ở đây thì mình đều học được rất là nhiều. Khi thành lập câu lạc bộ Developer Student Clubs thì mình luôn tin vào khả năng mà công nghệ và cộng đồng có thể giải quyết được những cái vấn đề trong thực tế và lan tỏa những cái điều tích cực đến xã hội. Mình hy vọng là trong tương lai mình
So, hello everybody and welcome to the GDSC San Carlos Android Study Jams 2021. I am Christian Dave Empinado and I'm the Web Development Officer of GDSC San Carlos, and I will be your host for today. So, how is everyone? I hope that everyone has a wonderful week so far. So, comment on the chat box how you're currently feeling. So, yes, everyone, I see you're feeling great. You're doing great. Okay, feeling good, feeling good. So I know that midterms have actually just ended for most of us. So we have this event right here so that we can enjoy and have fun. Okay? Yes, we're all feeling good. We're all feeling good. So before we begin, let me inform you what this event is all about. The GDSC San Carlos Android Study Jams 2021 is a 2-day community organized study group for students to learn how to build Android apps using an online training course and gain knowledge from an esteemed expert. So our objectives for this event is to teach students the basics of building Android apps with the Kotlin programming language and Android Studio, and to help them develop one or a collection of simple apps to start their journey as an Android developer. So if you're like me, that you're always using your phone, then you'll be able to make one of these apps in the future through this study jam. So events like these will surely help all of you in your career as a developer. So let's get ready and show your excitement by typing Android in the chat box below. Go! So for those, this also goes for those who's watching in our FB Live as well. So our FB Live can be accessed through our Facebook page, GDSC San Carlos. Okay, so I see that everyone is now excited, and without further ado, let me introduce our esteemed speaker for this event. So he is a passionate software engineer with several years of experience in mobile and web development. And he works as a tech lead for BeLive Technology, and he is a Google developers expert for Android. Joining us all the way from Singapore, Mr. Hassan Abid. Sir Hassan, thank you for joining us today.
Okay, hello.
Hello, sir. Thank you.
Hi. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing great, sir.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to for this calls. I'm really glad to connect with all of you virtually, and I see there are total 48 attendees. So I think in past 2 years ago it was more like physical event where personally we go and meet. Now we just sit in our home, our office, and we can connect virtually. So I'm really glad that I'm able to talk with you guys. So actually, the first Google Developer Student Club, the inaugural event in Malaysia in 2019. Actually, I was there to give a speech about Android development. That was a physical event, actually. It was in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. But I think since then, like, it has come a long way, and I'm happy to be here today. So should I start, or is there any other thing you need to introduce?
Yes, sir. The floor is all yours.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you all. So what I'm going to do is, like, today, I'm going to kind of share some introduction about mobile development with Android specifically. Okay, and then we will try to get started and get hands-on with Android Studio. And tomorrow I will continue with this. So don't worry, today I will go very slow and focus more on the basics to kind of motivate you to start Android development, and also give you overview of Android Studio and how you develop apps. Tomorrow we will deep dive into more of the coding part. So let me share my screen. Okay, so just to give you a bit of overview of Android development. So this is about me. I'm Google developer expert for Android for last 5 years almost. Okay, and I used to work in South Korea before, developing some apps like video editing apps. And then when I moved to Singapore, I'm working in a company which provides live streaming solutions. Nowadays live video is very popular, right? So what we do is we provide an SDKs, and we also build apps for customers through which people can go live and also watch live. It's generally many to many or one to many kind of platform. Today I'll just share why you should start Android development and a bit of my Android journey, and then how can you make an Android app. We will just do a very quick of Kotlin, in why I'm not like mentioning any Java here, because 3-4 years ago, right, it was still people were using Java, and in our universities we were learning how to develop apps using Java, but not anymore. Now we have to use Kotlin, which is used by most of the app developers around the world. And if you are interested to get job later, that will be very important as well. Okay, so why Android? Because Android is a bit easier to learn as compared to other platforms for developer. And also, we are in Asia, but anywhere you go, right, overall the number of Android devices are more than iOS, and also it's more easier for you to launch your Android app in market as compared to, for example, iOS, which takes more time. And there are so many jobs available there, because for every product out there, in these times like COVID times, like everything is going digital, there should be a Android app. And then there are so many free apps, which means like there will be more and more apps. But this doesn't mean that the quality will be compromised. So you have to develop better, good quality apps to compete with others. And then you can see that the Android share market is growing a lot. And I think it's like almost 86%. And it's by 2024 it will be like 86%, and you can see like iOS is like very behind. Yeah. Okay. And then also like this was a survey done on Stack Overflow. Every year they do a survey, and then you can see like Android is one of the top technology after server, which is like done by many developers around the world. And then how about my Android journey? So I started back in 2011. I think that's like 10 to 11 years ago. I think by that time you might be all 7-8 years old, 9 years old kids. And then that time, right, we didn't have this kind of like Google developer student clubs or any other way to learn Android. So mostly it was struggle by yourself. You need to learn by yourself, or you need to find some people around you who are doing it. And then what I did is like I tried on my own. I had a Windows computer, so I could do only Android, and I didn't even have Android device, so I had to use emulator. And then I got my first internship in 2012. And internships are very good. Like they really help you working on real projects. And then like this is how I learned my own. Then I got help from my mentors, and then later I wanted to teach this to others. Then in 2015 I kind of created a similar Android study jam for more like advanced developers, not like very basic one, to teach them what I know. Yeah. And yeah, so this is you can see 2015, long way, long time ago, even before I become a GD. This was Android study jam. So you can see that the tradition is there, and you are still able to like participate in this. So this is kind of like Android has come long way. So this is like 10 years of Android, but today is 2021 now, and I just heard that Android 12 is out in market as well. So things are changing very fast. Yeah, and there were 2.5 billion devices in 2019, but now maybe over 3 billion. Okay, so this slide I'll update later, but now we have the latest Android Studio. I think you have been told by the organizers to download all the official new Android Studio. And just want to let you know that Kotlin is the Google's preferred language for Android. Java is still there. You can still use it, but not actively used for Android development. And these are the official documents and samples for Android. Okay, so this is just the overview of Android Studio. Later, I will show you in actual also. So basically, Android Studio is a very powerful tool for you to build Android applications. So basically, this tool has everything to help you debug your apps, to build new apps, to kind of check UI, UX, or for any issues. So below you can see like we are doing CPU monitoring, CPU memory and network monitoring of your apps. So you can, it's kind of your best tool which will help you to develop Android apps, to debug Android apps and improve performance. And yeah, and there are some advanced things coming for Android as well. And these are something like you can see like these kind of visual tools. Okay, so how to make an Android app? So generally, there are many ways to make Android app. The best or the most preferred way is native using Kotlin and Java. Then we have some other cross-platform like Flutter, React Native. There's a WebView, Unity. There's like something from Microsoft, and then there is Kotlin multi-platform. But we will focus on native for now. Yeah. So why Kotlin? It's recommended by Google, and Kotlin was available on Android since 2017. And Kotlin has been very popular recently. Yeah, and then just give me a moment. I close my Slack and WhatsApp. Okay. So yeah, Kotlin was very popular. 72.6%. People are saying that they love Kotlin. Actually, it's not like just they use it, but they kind of love it as well. And Kotlin's popularity is growing on GitHub, which is the open source platform as well. And there are so many apps which are built with Kotlin. You can find your favorite apps among the logos here, but the list is growing. So it means like you can see apps like Slack, like ride-hailing apps, or any messaging app, messenger apps. So these are mostly the US-based apps, but in Asia also all the popular apps in this region are being built with Kotlin as well. So what is Kotlin? Kotlin is a programming language which is developed primarily by JetBrains. It's an open source programming language which community have given a lot of feedback, and it's 100% interoperable with Java. Okay, so before I go into further of this, right? Just like I want to show you Android Studio. Later we are going to use this Android Studio. So this is you can see that I have this version, which is called Android Studio Arctic Fox, and the version is 2020.3.1. So I'm not sure, you might have the same one, or you might have the one more latest of this one. Okay, and then one more thing is like we are going to do a code lab from this link. Let me see. Okay, so we are going to do a code lab from this link, which is Android Developer Fundamentals. So it has a couple of few lessons. What we are going to do is primarily we are going to do lesson 1 and 2 today. Maybe the rest of the lessons we can cover tomorrow. Yeah, and then yeah. Okay, so just let me refresh the link. Okay, yeah. So these are a couple of things I wanted to show you before I move back to slides. So basically, this is just a bit of overview of like when in Android, right? I'm not sure about your knowledge and stuff, but you should get used to these kind of terms. So there's a main activity. Main activity is more like your starting point of the app. It's more like where you put your logic or your code which will be executed. So you have a UI part, which is your user interface. Then you have some logic part as well. So generally, the main activity looks like this. So it's extending a class called app compat activity. This is to make sure that it works on all Android versions. And then we have so this is kind of Kotlin syntax. So Kotlin will have this kind of syntax. So in Kotlin, we don't need to use semicolons. We will have some template expressions. For example, if you want to put some string, like some variable, and add two strings together, so you can just put this $sign and name. And then we will see more about this later. Okay, so Kotlin versus Java. So on the left, I have shown you Java. In Java, generally, we have a class, right? So if I ask you to write a hello world code in Java, you need to have a class, and then you will have this static void main function. Over there, you will do system.out.print. But on the same thing we can do in Kotlin in just 3 lines. So essentially, you should understand that, you should know that Kotlin is more simpler and more elegant language than Java. But it does the same job. Okay, so now we want to know what Kotlin has, but Java does not. Okay, so this is one example. So basically what I do is like, I can do something like this. So you can see that in Kotlin, I cannot set a value to null. Okay, but in Java, actually, I can set something to null. So here you can see, like, if I put a question mark, then I'm able to set something to null. But if the question mark is not there, then the compiler will give me an error, and then you can see the error here. So this is a good advantage to avoid null conditions in your code. And I think it's very helpful for many developers, because in Java, if there is a null, your compiler will not give you any error, and there are so many null pointer exceptions. Okay, so I'm just like explaining here. Okay, so basically the case one is that you just declare a string variable, and then you try to assign a null value to it somewhere in your code. This can be a response from server. This can be a value set in your code, but you will get compile error. It means like you cannot even run this program. But the second case is if you put a question mark, then it's okay. Then there is a way to handle this, and your code will not, your program will not crash. Okay, so there's another way you can set kind of null, for example, for null. So what you can do is like, you can do something like this. So once this null condition is met, like it's not null, then you can do this kind of stuff. So this is to gracefully make sure that sometimes some values can have null. And then there are some safe calls. So if you don't want to write if else condition, you can do something like b (length). So these are all the kind of safe calls. Okay, yeah. And then there is this operator. Generally is not a good way, but this kind of explicitly tells your program that this is not a null value. And then there are some extension functions you can use. For example, that your default implementation of a list doesn't have a swap function. The swap function basically swap two values. Okay, what you can do is like, you can build these extensions in your code, and then later anywhere in your code base you can use them. So these are very helpful. And these are some data classes. which are a default feature. So generally, if we write these data classes in Java, this is a lot of lines of codes, but Kotlin make it very simple for you. And then there are more advanced features like smart casting. So you can see like there's a when statement. I know you guys know, I think you guys might know the switch case statement for Java, right? So when is used instead of that in Kotlin. Okay, so now we have, so on top of the original Kotlin, right, there are more things which are added by the Android team to make your life very simple. So basically, what you can do is like previously, let's say we have shared preferences. Those are some object where you can store some value on your Android. Okay, so you have to write this few lines of code to do, but now I think the code is more simplified, and you can do something like this, which is shown below. Okay, so there are some more advanced concepts to use asynchronous tasks on Android, and this we will cover later, but I have put the link here. Later I will share slides with all of you. Yeah, so generally the idea is that it's still asynchronous tasks. They run in background. They don't like kind of let your UI like disturb your main UI thread, which is for only your UI components. But at the same time, they can run in sequence one by one. Yeah. So there's also a way that you can build some kind of multi-platform code with Kotlin. So it means like you have a common code, but that can be used by your Android, iOS, server, and even browser. So this is one advantage of Kotlin. Yeah. Okay. So then this is where you can try out Kotlin online without having to download anything. Okay. So I'll just highlight these resources here. So these are the resources. Later, once you are in the middle of study jams or somewhere, you can take a look at these. Yeah, and there are many code labs available for every year. There are code labs for new features, and it's pretty good way to learn and practice on your own. Okay, and then there are Android Dev Summits every year. Last year, I think there was no summit, but this year we will have an online summit, which is going to be held soon. So later I can find a link for you to sign up and just go and listen to some of the talks. It will be very helpful for you. Okay, so and then on Twitter you can follow some of the people who are pretty good with Android development. They share about new stuff, so this is a good way to stay in touch. And then there are some free courses on Udacity. This is for your self-interest. In your free time, you can learn about Android more. Then there is Android Nano Degree. If you want to get a certificate and like put in your resume, so you need to pass a few courses, and after that you need to do a final project. So this is my certificate I got in 2016. Although I was teaching to other people, but I was able to get something like this. And then now you have some Android developer certifications. You can check on this link. And also you can keep your GitHub up to date with all the code, so that if you're interviewing somewhere, people can go and check your code base, your code on GitHub. And then you can use Stack Overflow to basically find some solutions to your problems. Okay, and then the idea is just learn, teach, and show off. So this should be your objective from this. Okay, so I'm just checking the chat. Okay, so everyone is here, right? Just say any word in the chat so I know you guys are with me. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good to know. Yeah, because I don't want to bore you, all of you before I move to the next session. Okay, so now I have 59 people with me. Okay, that's good. That's good. Good to see so many people. Yeah, because I don't want to be it to be a one-way traffic. Just like, okay, that's good. That's good to know. Okay. So I will jump to Android Studio now. So what we are going to do is we are going to follow this sample. Let me start sharing my screen. So we are going to do a couple of code labs from here. Meanwhile, I will explain to you all about like how like what are the things in Android Studio, what is it, how to get used to it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with lesson 1, which is like try to make our first interactive UI and run on emulator and device as well. I have the device ready for you all as well. Let me see if the device is still active. Okay, so this is, I just connected my real Android device because what I want to do is to not only show you emulator but also the real Android device. So this is the real Android device. Okay, so we start with the Android fundamentals. So you can see on the left there are some steps we need to do. So what we are going to do is to build a simple app, and then I will show you the options and what does all of this mean. Then we can take a look at what to do next. Okay, so let's go here. What I'm going to do is create a new project. So I'm going to call this project. So there are many, so you can see like when you start a new project, I'll go back, file, new project. Okay, there are so many other options. Mostly those are for existing project. But now we are creating a new whole project, our new app, right? So, and then we have, we can develop apps for phone and tablet, Wear OS, your smartwatch, then your Android TV. You can make apps for Android TV as well. Then your automotive, which is more like the car. So Android works in the car as well. There's like app you can develop, and while you are driving, right, people can listen to music or attend calls, or some apps, those are basically don't require any touch, because if you start doing some interactions, right, you will be distracted and there will be accidents. Yeah, so here there are many options which Android give you. There is basic activity, there is a bottom navigation activity, there's like compose, which is a new way to develop Android apps. This is like you can make your UI in the code itself using Kotlin. There's empty activity. So activity is a fundamental block of Android application, which holds all the logic of your code, and also more like you can consider this as a one screen in your Android app. It can be your home screen, it can be your details screen where you see, let's say, if I talk about a restaurant app, it can be a restaurant homepage where you see a list of the restaurants. Then you go to one particular restaurant, then it will be another activity showing all the details of that restaurant or menu. Yeah. Then there's a full screen activity, generally used for video playback. So you want to have a very good experience, right? For example, YouTube is using this to show you videos. And then there's some other options like Google Maps, logged in activities. These are just the kind of boilerplate code which you can use. Then also there is like primary and detail view, which I explained you about restaurants. Then it works on tablets as well. And then there are some other activities you can take a look. But today we are going to just use empty activity. And I think we just call it Google Developer Student Club. Hello. Okay, I just, although the name is so big, so I just like this app is Hello San Carlos. Okay, and then what we can do is like this is a package name. So this package name is generally I give you one example, right? So generally it should be something like this. So if I go to, let's say, google.com, right? And I search for some app, let's say we search Instagram. Okay, so generally I go to Instagram, so you can see like this ID, right? So generally this is considered as this one, but obviously once I set it here, right, later I can change this as well. Yeah, so what I do is like generally for my my website is hasanabe.dev, so I just put something like this. So it's usually the reverse. This is just a convention. You can use whatever you like here. Yeah, but don't go like so big. And then we can put a folder here. So basically our folder is like where we want to save it. So I will just what I'm going to do is like the put so what I'm going to do is I think I just go back. So just put name is, so if the folder doesn't exist, right, it will just create a folder for you. And then language, we have Java and Kotlin option. We are going to select Kotlin. And then there is a minimum SDK, right? So minimum SDK means like Android has many versions. Like now even you have Android 12 coming. So this is like your app will not be installed below Android 5. And then it will show you like how you want to choose which version your app is minimally supported. So you can see that Lollipop, the API level 21 is supported on almost 94.1% devices. But if I go one level more, it's 4.4, which is on 98%. Yeah. And then you can see like it really matters of what version you will use. Then you will lose many users. But I have seen that mostly nowadays the apps are going to Android 5 because for some reasons of the new APIs and new features. Yeah. Okay, and then there's like use legacy Android support libraries. So actually we are making a new app, so we don't need to check this one. Then I will just click on finish, and then Android Studio will start creating an app. Okay. So yeah, so it's creating an app. Then we will go through what's there. So let give it a couple of minutes. So meanwhile, you can come back here. Okay. So generally, what we're going to do is to go through like this. Okay, so actually, I'm not sure what option I selected before, but it should be something like a main activity will be created, and then we will see the UI. How does the UI looks like? And then I will show you some more options. Okay, so it seems like everything is good. There is nothing running. So now we can take a look about this Android Studio. Okay, let me see if I can go to the presentation mode. It might be very small. Team. Okay, let me see appearance. Team. I think there was wait. I think I cannot remember. There was a. It's okay. I think this will just be like this, so that I can see everything. The presentation mode kind of omits something. So I'm sure like you guys can see my screen, right? So here, right, on the right panel, we will have code. On the left panel, we will have the file structure. Okay. So by default, you can see like there is Android selected here, but you can select to project. which is helpful for more like multi-platform projects or which has non-Android things as well. But I will just select to Android, then we see only Android related things. And then there are some Gradle scripts here, which are basically generated for you automatically. And then we will discuss about these. Okay, so these default configs. So you can say my application ID is this one, which is the package ID as said earlier. Then the minimum SDK is 21. It means like my device, my app cannot run below this. Target SDK is like I'm using all the latest API from this SDK in my project. So it means like if there is a new feature in the latest Android, right, you are able to use it. And then sometimes some features or some new APIs, right, they are backward compatible. So you don't need to worry about making some kind of stuff. But some libraries are only available for certain regions, certain versions. Then you need to have some code to check for it. And then this is version code. So basically, this is once we release our app. So these are the versions you see. So let's see example of Instagram. So Instagram, you can see right now, it doesn't show here, but there's like a version thing, which basically should be somewhere here when you see an app on Google Play. And then it shows you the version. So basically this is coming from here. And then version code is something internal. This is basically to upload to Google Store. So it means like always have a +1 version so that Google will like Google Play will not overwrite your app, or it actually rejects your app if same version code. Yeah. So you need to update the version if you're uploading to Google Play every time. Okay. And then there are something like these kind of default values. We'll come back to it later. And then there is a Java compatibility. So now they all require Java 1.8. So when you are installing Android Studio, it will still ask you to download Java JDK if you haven't done it so. And then here we have dependencies. So by default, we are all using Android libraries. We are not using any third party. But even Android allows you to add and remove some. But these are the basic ones we need. So we need KTX, which are the Kotlin extensions. Then we need material design. Then we need constraint layouts. These are for testing. And there's like Espresso, which is now officially kind of Android test implementation framework. Okay, so I go back here and then we see, okay, so we saw the Gradle scripts already. And then one more thing to do is like, you will need an internet connection, unfortunately, because everything is downloaded from internet. So basically these are two repositories from where our libraries are fetched and cached in our Android Studio. That's why nowadays for any kind of development, you will need to have internet connectivity. Okay, so now I just explained to you about these terms here. Okay, so maybe later if you don't understand, you can go to this link and read about it. And now we can check about the app folder. Okay, so I'm in the app folder, then I have a manifest file. So this manifest file, I declared something about the app, which basically has, we don't have any permissions here, but later we can have permissions. So permissions is something like camera permission, mic permission, photo taking permission. So we can announce about our app, what our app has capability, what it requires. There should be an internet permission. Later we will going to add it. Otherwise it cannot connect to internet. And this is some information about our activity, which is the main activity by default. And when I launch the app, it will be the main activity. So that's why there are some more options configured for this one. And then we have this main activity. So this is the boilerplate code. It's looks pretty simple. Okay, just few lines of the code. And then I have my resources folder, which is called RES. And then it has some some drawables, which are your assets. It can be a PNG file, JPG file, it can be an XML file. And then you have the layout. So this is our activity main layout. So we'll spend some time here. Okay, just can close this one like this. Okay, so I'll just make it bigger. Okay, so right now it's a hello world app, right? So you can see like this is a new kind of design layout in Android Studio. There's another version of it which is called split mode. So basically on the left it shows all the XML code. On the right it shows the actual layout. So I'm going to do something like this, and then there is a code where you only see the code. So it's based on your preferences. Generally people use this one, yeah. But this one also for absolute beginners, like you can drag and drop and then it will automatically adjust. But I'm going to use this one for now, and I can adjust the size here. So what I'm going to do is let's change this text to something like this. Okay, GD. Okay, I just put something like this. What I can do is I can do something like, I'll make it bigger so you guys can see. Okay, so I can do something like, let's say, so yeah, so basically the layout width and layout height is wrap content. It means like based on my size, this will adjust accordingly. But actually I can hard code to something like DP. So DP is the device independent pixels. There's a way I can do something like this, right? 100 pixels as well, but it's highly recommended to not use these pixels because every device has different size. Then it will kind of 100 pixels on smaller font. Let's say this, what I'm going to do, let's play around with this one. So let's say I put 400, right? And then you can see from here, my device is selected as pixel 5 device. So the size is 180 by 1920. Let me go to another device, which is 6.3. So yeah, so you can see like the pixels are not a good way, but if I use something like DP, right? Let's say DP, I use DP, okay, yeah. And then I will go back. So you can see like it's still like kind of pretty much similar behavior. Like I go 100, let's say, no, I try to adjust let's do 200. So you can see like I'm just playing around with the values, and then, okay, so now is Pixel 4 device, which is 1440 by 340. So it has a very high DPI. Then I go to a normal device. Then you can see I'm using DP, right? Device independent pixel. Then it kind of remains the same. So that's why this is highly suggested. But if I change to PX, okay, then you can see it's something like this, right? Then let's say I try to make it like 300, okay. Let's try to fit it 350. Okay, then I go to another device. So the behavior is a bit different. So that's why now is 3 lines, right? Here is 2 lines. Yeah, so that's why we don't suggest to use pixels. I'll go back to wrap content, which is just looking at the size of this text, and it will adjust accordingly. Yeah. Okay, so we go back here and we see what else. So I explained to you guys about the manifest folder as well. Okay, so now we are going to run this code on an Android emulator. Okay, so how to run this code? So basically my device is selected here. So I have some available devices as well, but just for your knowledge, right? I want to create a new emulator device. Okay, so this one is my running device which is connected. These are all other available emulators. Okay, then I'm going to go to AVD manager and create a new device. Okay, so what I'm going to do is create a virtual device. So what I can do is like I can select some of the devices, but here mostly they will show Android or Google official devices like Pixel phone or something, right? Then let's say I select this one, Pixel 5, then it shows me the size is 6-inch, then resolution is this, density is this one. Then I can select my Android version as well here. Okay, I can use the latest version. It asks me to download. So you guys need to do something similar. Okay, this I already downloaded. Then I go here. Then I can select like what orientation I want, portrait or landscape. Then graphics, I will just set automatic, but you can play around with this. There is advanced setting. Advanced setting is mostly about CPU cores and stuff, but generally for beginners don't need to touch much. And then we can just press on finish. It will create a new emulator for you. But for saving the time, I will just spin up an existing one. So I had, let me see which one I had. So I have this one. Okay, so you can see the size on disk is very, very big. So let me try this one. Okay, so it's going to start an emulator. Okay, and
Sir Hassan, you've muted in our, yeah, we can't hear you. There's a mute button below, sir, and I think you accidentally like clicked it. Are you able to unmute na, sir? My side looks. Oh. Maybe I can turn you off as a presenter and then wait. Let me do this. Wait for a while, sir. How about that, sir? Oh,
can you
there.
hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes.
Okay, now looks okay. Yeah, because my side, right? I see the
Yeah,
it's
it was.
unmute.
Yeah, it was
Unmute.
on mute. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sir
Okay.
Hassan.
Okay, okay, no problem. I will continue. Okay. Um.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sure. Okay, let me share my screen again. Just stop me whenever it happens again. Okay. 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 Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. So I think something happened previously. So yeah, I was going to install this app. Okay. So it started giving me some errors. Let's see. Requires Java 11 to run. You're currently running Java 8.1.8. So basically, this new Android Studio, right? I think there was some problem with my Android Studio recently. That like it's actually like the new Android Studio will download, right? Will use Java 11 actually. So I think what I can do is I kind of fixed this previously, but don't worry so much. I will like give you some later if you try to have, if you have some problems, right? I'll give you some guidelines. So what I did is, like, as a workaround, let me go and open another project and actually kind of copy something from there. Okay. Okay, let me open this project. Yeah. Okay. So basically, there's like this Android tools version, which I will use the previous one, which doesn't require Android Studio. This one, the latest one. Okay. Okay, I go here. Okay, I'll just go and change the version because the latest one requires Java 11, and I don't want to install Java 11 for now because of my other project's dependencies. So I'm just going to change this Android Gradle version and try out with this one first. Okay, sorry, this one goes another project. I change here as well. Okay. Then I need to sync again. So whenever you change anything in your Android Studio, right? All of you have to click on the sync. But if you cannot find this one, then there is a small button here, which is with the arrow down. So this will this will show you sync project with Gradle files. So you need to click on here. Okay, let's try to run this one. Okay, let's see. So I can make it bigger for you guys to take a look. So now it's running. Okay, and it will run on my emulator. Okay. Okay, let's see. So it takes some time, but it shows you the process, how your app is running. And this is, so Android has two kind of versions you can install. One is a debug version, which prints out all the logs and a lot of other things, and basically can see like how your app is doing, so you can do some logging. The other version is release version, which is signed with a key. Over there, the logs are disabled. So when you release your app to Google Play Store, right, you need to have a release version, or when you're distributing it outside your company for some reasons. Yeah, but it's highly recommended to put your app on Google Play before releasing to public. Yeah. And also the release version size is generally lower because debug versions will put a lot of things. Basically, it helps you in debugging and developing the app. So, okay, so it shows me my Gradle build finish in 1 minute, 21 seconds. And then it also shows me like my project requires a Gradle plugin update. Okay, we will just ignore this one. So now you can see the app launched in this emulator. And then I can see hello Google Developer Student Clubs, Sandcaller students, right? So this is how the app will run here. And then you can see like these buttons here. So basically now Android has this new feature that you can, when you apply a small changes, right, you can quickly update this app here. So let's try this one, apply changes and restart activity. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this layout. Okay, I can make it smaller. Okay, so I'm not sure why it's red color like this, bit scary, but generally like you will not see this kind of red color. So I will just put something like this. Okay, and then I will just apply changes. Okay, so it will be actually where is it, where's my emulator? It will be pretty fast actually. Yeah, so this one is like kind of updating it very fast. Yeah, but if you want to close the session, you can press stop and then you can install. So basically I can try another one. I remove this back to normal one, and let's see. I tried the first option. So okay, so first option is kind of installing the okay, it's asking me to disconnect, cancel. Okay. So the difference between the first option and second option is like first option will reinstall the app. The second option will not reinstall the app, but just put the new changes and restart that activity. So it's for, it will save your build time when you are developing something. Yeah. Okay, so we go back to this tutorial. So I told you how to start a virtual device, and then we were able to like get used to this. And then you can see some buttons on the right side, right? So let's play around with these buttons. Okay, so this is a landscape. I'm not sure what happened. Our activity doesn't support landscape. Okay, so basically we can rotate something like this. Okay, so if you want to check how your app looks like on the landscape mode, so you can do some device rotation. Then there's a function to take photo, which basically screen captures this. So this is helpful if you are telling your project manager or your designer that, okay, this UI doesn't look good, then take a look. Okay, so these are the some options here. And then I think that previously there's like this audio, right? So because of that I got muted or something. Yeah, and then there is an option to turn it off as well. So what I'm going to do is to power off for now. Okay, so I can power off. Yeah. And then secondly, what I'm going to do is okay, let's see if my Android device can connect. Okay, so now I'm going to run on an actual device. Okay, so now you can see I have a Xiaomi test phone. So I'll just press this play button. Okay, so now it's installing on my Xiaomi phone, so I can show you my Xiaomi phone. Okay, so yeah, you can see the same app is on my Xiaomi phone. I think my yeah, so this is how I connected and able to run on a Xiaomi phone. Okay, okay, so this part is done. Okay, so now what we are going to do is to have our like USB debugging, right? So by default, the USB debugging is turned on. I think you guys also can Google like how to enable your device for the developer mode, but I can show you very quickly. So this is the settings, right? When you are enabling the developer mode, right? Every device has a bit different menu. So let me check here. So there are developer options. Okay, so when you go here, right, then there are some things like USB debugging, right, which is enabled here. Okay, so this is how you can see log in your console. So let's put some log. So I think what we can do is like we can try to see those logs. Okay, then I think we will just copy this log. Okay, and then we come. So I want to show you one more thing. So now what we're going to do is this one. So I will just resync. Okay, then these are all the logs Then we will get familiar with this logcat. So logcat is something like it shows your device. Currently is a Xiaomi phone I have. It can show you emulator as well. Then it will show the process, the app. So right now I killed my app earlier, right? Pressing the red button. So I need to launch my app again, but it's okay. What I'm going to do is to start the app again. Then we would like to find this log here. Okay. So I launched my app, and then it's a debug log, right? So I can go to debug and I try to find. So you guys can see like this is the log here, but there are some other logs coming as well from my application and stuff. So those are some of the default logs, but if I write just hello, right, so it will show me my debug logs. So these logs are very helpful to print out anything when you're developing something, right? You might be interested how your app is doing with logics and stuff. Okay, so yeah, so that's pretty much it for the logs part. And then yeah, so you can see something like this we saw. Okay, so there are some other kinds of logs as well, which we can do. Like we have so we have log D, right? Then we have log of E. If I use the same, let's say this one, right? So this is for any error case. Okay, so generally these are for any errors, like, yeah, so the color will be different. So we can try to run our app and find this log. Okay. Okay, so the color is red, and then it will be available in error. So here you can set the priority. So verbose will show everything, debug will show debug and all of above. Then error will only show error. So if I show error, right, so error will only show me error. So but we can find from our app. So it will be something like our app will show our package ID, application ID, and then our activity name here, and then the message here. Yeah. So this is a way to format your error logs. Okay. So yeah. So these are just like some examples. Okay. So we try to go to the next lesson. Okay, I want to give you a more overview. So I think we can go to the second one, which is activities and intents. So we start from here. Okay. We have few minutes, but don't worry, tomorrow we will finish everything and have some coding challenge for all of you as well. Today is like just to get you started, because some of you might be new to Android development, some of you might be already familiar. So tomorrow we will cover about this, and what we are going to do is to do some actions, like click events, or have two activities, launch another activity from the main activity. And we are going to do something like this. So we'll have one activity, then we will go to another activity, switching between activities. And you know that Android has this back button or something, right? So we will also learn about how this back button actually behaves, and what does it do, and how is it helpful. Because iOS doesn't have this back button, right? So might be wondering like, why is it there? So basically it's helpful for our navigation. Yeah. Okay, so this is something we are going to cover tomorrow. So today I will just stop here. So I think we have some time. I mean, just 5 minutes. If you have any question or anything, please feel free to ask me now regarding Android Studio installation, or related to any trouble you faced setting it up on your computer.
Yes, sir. We actually have a few questions here on the questions tab. So Marvy actually asked, is it possible to have multiple emulators running at the same time?
Okay, let us try. Okay. Okay, I think it's possible. So earlier I had, let's say, let me share my screen again. Okay, for that. Okay, so let's try. I think we can run because earlier I had, let's say, I start Pixel 3 one, right? Let's try this one. But emulators, you know the reason? Your computer will be very slow. Yeah, it will be super slow. Even I don't use Android emulator, but I mean, not everyone will have Android device or something, right? Generally, I recommend to use your Android phone, or if you're using iPhone, right, then no choice, you need to use Android Studio. So, okay, so this one is running, right? Okay, then I try another one. Earlier we had Pixel 4, right? Okay, so we try another one. Yeah, so emulators, yeah. So if you are worried about your UI and want to see how it works on different devices, so we can run 2 emulators at the same time. Yeah.
And there's another question here from Julian. Does Android Studio support hot reload?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for everyone here, if you got any more questions for sir, try to send some questions. We got a few minutes
Yep.
left. Yeah. So anything about Android Studio, anything about Android development?
Anyone has issues installing Android Studio or?
Yeah, there's a comment here that Luigi said that the Android Studio actually feels a little bit heavy.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's don't want to scare you all, but there's a way we can set up some kind of performance, right? So maybe tomorrow, if you remind me, right, I can give you the link to optimize performance a bit. Because once we install, right, we set up default settings. So there are some settings actually we can go and change to kind of optimize for this. And then there are some tricks as well about caching. So those are a bit for advanced users, because if I go and tell you to do this, right, you might be a bit like lost. So those are some tips which are available there. Actually, I needed to do that also, because I needed to run my Android Studio, but I tell you that it has improved a lot. Just use the latest version, will be very helpful. If you're using an old version, right, Android Studio 3 or earlier 4 versions, those might be slow. So it's recommended to always use the latest version. Yeah.
Yes, so we have one last. Marvy actually said that his build keeps failing for this project, and it says that installed build tools revisions
Oh yeah.
31.0.0 is corrupted.
So I think let me just show. So basically, right, I think you need to go here, preferences. I think there's a plugins, right? Sorry, not here. So basically, you go to app. Let me see. You go to the module settings. Okay, so there are some module settings here, right? So I think your project doesn't have the correct Android Studio installed. So what I'm trying to find for you is plugin tools. Okay. But don't worry. Tomorrow I will come back to it. So basically, what we need to do is to install a plugin for you. But tomorrow, the first thing I'm going to teach you is to install this 31 plugin, because once you install your Android Studio, right, it comes with default settings, and I think you might be using like these different versions like Target SDK and Compile SDK, and at the same time you can see something like different app compared libraries or something, right? So what we can do is tomorrow I'm going to show you how to download that Android version specifically on your like for your versions, right? So it's recommended to use latest version, but I mean the latest is 31 right now, right? So but you can use 30 as well, because 31 is just out, so it will be available for, I mean, no need to urgently kind of update it. But tomorrow I'm going to show you how to update your plugins. Yeah, so tomorrow we can cover this topic.
Yes, so for those who have concerns and other questions, don't worry. We actually have another. We still have tomorrow for our day 2 of our event. So again, thank you so much, Sir Abid, for all of the things that you've taught us today. You've actually introduced us Kotlin. You showed your Android journey, and you actually did a little bit of hands-on coding. So we're
Yeah,
actually
no
looking
problem.
forward to learning more from you tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow will
Yeah.
be the day with more questions. I expect more questions because today I think people will go and try out. So tomorrow, please
Yes.
come up with many questions. Yeah.
Yes, so maybe today we can actually do some experimentation on Android Studio, and then uh, by tomorrow we can ask Sir for more stuff. So thank you so much, Sir, for lending us your precious time despite of your busy schedule.
Yeah, it's okay.
So,
My
and now
pleasure.
for some announcements, let me call our lead, Justine Guzman.
So, again, I would like to personally thank you, Mr. Abid, for taking your time off your busy schedule to help and teach our students Android Studio and Kotlin programming. So, thank you so much, Mr. Abid, for taking your time, even though you're kind of late to your meeting right now. So,
It's
thank
okay.
you
It's
so
okay.
much. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Mr. Abid.
Yeah, thank you.
So, for the others, I will like to announce that we have um, made a Discord server for our Kotlin Study Jam. Um, wait, let me send the invite link here so that all of you can join. So this Discord is for your online training course. So if you have any questions or if you want to um, join with your friends or the people you've just met here in this study jam, you can answer or go into the online course together. So this is this is where we can huddle up and interact with how to use Android Studio. So for tomorrow's event, we will be, yes, Sir Hassan will be giving another 2 hours to talk more about Android Studio and Kotlin programming. And if you have any questions for Sir Hassan, you can um, reserve them for tomorrow's event. And we just like to take note also, we actually have a coding challenge for all of you guys to do. And if you guys submit the answer or solution first, we will be giving a cash prize of 400 pesos to the first, to the winner of the coding challenge. We'll be giving the coding challenge tomorrow after Sir Hassan's discussion about Android. So so far, that is all I have to announce. And if you have any questions, and also I will send the link of the online course through the Discord server so that dili siya mawala if I will send it here man. So yeah, if you have any more questions with regards to our event, you can feel free to ask them in the Android Studio Discord, and yeah, we will as much as we can um um look into it and answer any of your concerns. So that is all for my special announcement, and thank you everyone for coming for the first day of our Android Studio Jams 2021. We really appreciate all of you taking your time. Bahala gikan ra mo midterms, kapoy pa kaayo. You really had the determination to learn more and explore Android with us. So thank you everyone. Back to you, Dave. Thank you.
Team lead of the GDSC San Carlos 2021. So thank you, Justin. And so that concludes day one of our GDSC San Carlos Android Study Jams 2021. And I hope that you've learned a lot today about Kotlin, about Android. And I hope that this event has sparked a growing interest in in Android development. And I hope to see all of you again tomorrow. So thank you, and everyone have a great day.
Thank you all so much for coming. See you tomorrow.
See you in our Discord, guys.
Yeah, if you have any more questions, okay, you can check our Discord channel and you can like ask there. If you want to share your codes, feel free to do so. If ganahan mo mag-interact with your other members, okay, you can interact with them. Yes. So thank you everyone for coming. That is it for our first day of Android Study Jams. Thank you everyone. Thank you guys.